Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Battle Through the Heavens based on novel. So let's start. 3 figures slowly surfaced from the black fog. One of them was wearing black robes. There was nothing special about his face. He appeared just like an ordinary person as a pair of rough hands rolled from his sleeves, but it was this ordinary figure that caused most people present to cease breathing. Their eyes were grave and afraid. Chief of the Hall of Souls. These 4 simple words held a prestige that no one in this central plains could compare with. Even though this mighty name had been accumulated through years of bloodshed, not a single faction, other than the New Sky Mansion Alliance, dared to openly display their hostility to them. Part of the reason for this might be due to the Hun clan, but the Hall of Souls also possessed a deterrence that belonged to them. In the distant past, the chief of the Hall of Souls had once exterminated dozens of sects overnight. Blood flowed like a river that night while corpses were scattered all over the land. 5 experts, who had reached the 2nd star of the Doshin class, had fallen miserably to his hands. That night established the ferocious reputation of the Hall of Souls. It also led to the Hall of Souls being the overlord of the Central Plains. Even the Pill Tower did not dare to easily clash with him. At this moment, this mighty person, whose fierce reputation was once infamous across the entire Central Plains, was quietly floating in the sky. His eyes were just like a meditating old monk, since they did not reveal the slightest fluctuation. Regardless of whether the gazes from his surroundings were filled with fear or hatred, he never shifted his eyes. Chief of the Hall of Souls. Xiao Yan's eyes slightly narrowed. His gaze roamed the figure. The faint spiritual fluctuation that was emitted from within the chief's body was the same as the powerful soul Xiao Yan had met a couple of days ago. While Xiao Yan was observing the chief of the Hall of Souls, the chief of the Hall of Souls seemed to have detected something and slowly turned his head. Those ancient ripple-like eyes landed on Xiao Yan. He observed Xiao Yan before speaking in an indifferent voice. The fallen Xiao clan has actually produced someone with such talent. This is a failure on the part of my Hall of Souls. Hall Chief, this brat is too cunning. Although we never viewed him seriously in the past, the experts we dispatched each time were all more than enough to kill him, but each time around, he always overcame the danger. Moreover, his strength also ended up soaring. A human figure behind the chief of the Hall of Souls spoke in a respectful manner. He slowly lifted his head and revealed half of his face. It naturally belonged to the deputy chief of the Hall of Souls. In time to come, this fellow might end up becoming another Xiao Yan. The chief of the Hall of Souls ignored the deputy chief's words and continued to speak in a calm voice. His voice remained calm, appearing a little strange and mysterious. The deputy hall chief widened his mouth after hearing the chief of the Hall of Souls give Xiao Yan such a high evaluation. He looked at the figure next to him who had yet to speak and dryly laughed. Regardless of how strong that brat is, he is not be stronger than junior clan head. Even if Xiao Yan will be the next Xiao Yan, it should be known that Xiao Yan's fate was not a good one. Ha! An undefined laugh was emitted from the nostrils of the Hall of Souls' chief. He slowly shook his head and softly said, "That's hard to predict." He possesses 5 types of heavenly flames, namely the Green Lotus Core Flame, Falling Heart Flame, Sea Heart Flame, Bone-Chilling Flame, and the 3000 Burning Flame. Heavenly flames are far too wild and violent. They will definitely try engulfing each other upon contact, but he is able to deal with them peacefully. This should be an effect of his chi method. That human figure slowly lifted his head while the chief of the Hall of Souls looked at him. Light landed on his face, revealing the face of a man that was in his 30s. The face appeared quite young, but there was no expression on it. Joy and sadness were absent. It gave one the feeling that all his features were stiff. Of course, The most eye-catching feature was this person's eyes. Both of his eyes were dark black. They were a kind of extremely pure black. There were no whiteness in his eyes. Only a cluster of ink-like blackness was present. Looking from a distance, it appeared as though two black beads had forcefully been inserted into his eyes. A chill would rise within one's heart upon being looked at by that pair of eyes. This person turned his head and observed Xiao Yan from a great distance. His voice was soft and cold. Based on what I am aware of, Yarou Chen once obtained a mysterious qi method that could merge heavenly flames from that ancient remains. Xiao Yan is practicing that qi method. The reason he is able to swiftly advance to this level is because of that qi method. Of course, one must also not underestimate his ability. Even if an ordinary person practices this qi method, that person might not end up better than him. After having merely observed Xiao Yan from afar, this person was not only able to see through the heavenly flames within Xiao Yan's body, he was also able to guess the origin of the qi method that Xiao Yan practiced. His observation skills would cause one to break out in cold sweat. He is a very difficult opponent to deal with, however, I should be able to kill him. The black-robed man slowly stated. Ha ha, that's only natural. Although junior clan head is merely an advanced 2-star Doshing, even I would not be able to defeat you. It is an easy matter for you to kill the initial 2-star Doshing Xiao Yang. Looks like the position of clan head of the Hun clan will belong to junior clan head in the future. The deputy chief of the Hall of Souls smiled as he tried to curry favor. The black-robed man curled his mouth upon hearing these words. However, he looked at the deputy chief of the Hall of Souls and said, "You should listen to what the hall chief is thinking before uttering these words. Junior clan head is thinking too much. The clan head has an overwhelming strength, and has been in control of the Hun clan for thousands of years without showing any sign of tiring. It is too early to talk about these matters." The hall chief faintly smiled before he shook his head and replied. The black-robed man gently lifted his eyelids, but did not continue discussing this somewhat taboo topic. His eyes shifted away from Xiao Yang as he looked at the shattered space. He asked, "When should we act?" Wait for the purifying demonic lotus flame to break the seal. This will make it lose quite a lot of energy. We will act once it is about to break the seal." The rough large hands of the Hall of Souls chief crossed each other as he spoke. The black-robed man slightly nodded. His pure black eyes once again glazed at Xiao Yang in the distance before he shut his eyes. Is that the chief of the Hall of Souls? He is indeed frightening. Ancestor Hu Yun and the rest withdrew their gazes. Their faces were filled with a grave expression as Ancestor Hu Yun made a comment. Xiao Yang slightly nodded. Only after seeing the chief of the Hall of Souls in person, he realized just how terrifyingly strong he was. Even Xiao Yang felt that he did not have any chance of victory against such an expert. This person is a great enemy. Be careful. The smile on Zi Yang's face by the side had disappeared. Her lovely body gently shifted half a step, and coincidentally blocked half of Xiao Yang's body. She was the only one among those present who could block the chief of the Hall of Souls. Moreover, she understood that even if she fought him, she would be no match for him. The best result would be to retreat alone. Relax, they will not attack before obtaining the purifying demonic lotus flame. Xiao Yang shook his head and laughed. Ha ha, brother Xiao Yang, you have also come to join the fun. A loud and clear laugh was suddenly transmitted over from the distance while Xiao Yang was reassuring everyone. The rushing sound of wind immediately appeared as a couple of figures appeared beside him with lightning-like speed. Xiao Yang's eyes followed the rushing sound of wind. A stunned expression flashed across his eyes. He hurriedly headed over before he cupped his hands together and warmly smiled. It is actually Brother Hu Xian. It has been a long time since we last met. How are you? There were 3 human figures, who had appeared from the rushing wind. The person leading them was a handsome man with white clothes. That familiar face was that of a member from the Yang clan whom Xiao Yan had become acquainted with in the Jiyu realm, Xian. Beside him was the same red-clothed lady with a veil over her face. This time around, there was an additional purple-clothed old man with them. Brother Xiao Yang is indeed an extraordinary person. It has only been a short couple of years since we have last met, yet you have actually reached the Doxing class. Xian cupped his hands to Xiao Yang as he praised. He had likely discovered Xiao Yang's current strength. Ha ha, isn't Brother Xian also a high-level Bansheng? Xiao Yang slightly smiled. His heart was somewhat shocked. The speed at which Xian's strength was increasing was quite ferocious. Had Xiao Yang not consumed the Bodhisattva heart, it was likely that he would have been left far behind. Inside your body. Xiao Yang's eyes carefully observed Xian in front of him while he felt surprised. He let out a her sound as he looked at the smiling Xian and asked, "You have refined a heavenly flame." With the help of the elders, I have luckily subdued the 8 wasteland destruction flame from the clan. Otherwise, it would have been impossible for my strength to soar by such an extent. Xian smiled and did not hide anything. The 8 wasteland destruction flame ranked 8th on the heavenly flame ranking. Xiao Yang's hand trembled. He was aware that the Yang clan possessed 4 types of heavenly flames. 2 among them were ranked in the top 10, but he had not expected the other flame, besides the red lotusy flame, to actually be the 8 wasteland destruction flame. It is indeed worthy of being an ancient clan. It possesses such a collection. Xiao Yang was filled with envy within his heart. He had run all over the continent, but the highest ranked heavenly flame he had obtained was merely ranked 9th, the 3000 burning flame. It was unexpected that this Xian had obtained such a high-ranking heavenly flame after simply making a trip back. Brother Xiao Yang, this is my Yang clan's elder Yao. He also possesses a heavenly flame, but it is only ranked 16th, the fire cloud water flame. Xian pointed at the purple-clothed elder beside him and laughed. Another heavenly flame. Xiao Yang once again bitterly laughed upon hearing this. Putting it this way, the 3 people in front of him were carrying 3 types of heavenly flames from the Yang clan. If the 5 types of heavenly flames in him were included, would it not mean that a total of 8 types of heavenly flames were present? Ha ha, Xiao Yang Ge, there are more than 8 types. A clear chime-like voice suddenly rinto Xiao Yang's ear as though it was aware of Xiao Yang's thoughts. Xun Er. A joy immediately surged onto Xiao Yang's face the moment that bone-deep familiar voice was heard. Xiao Yang lifted his head, which was filled with joy. He saw an intense ripple appear within distant space before a couple of figures slowly surfaced. The person in front was wearing elegant green clothes and appeared as lovely as a flower. Her pretty face displayed a gentle smile. Her black hair was randomly restrained by a pale green ribbon. It fell down like a waterfall before spread across her delicate waist. A gentle breeze blew over, causing her hair to drift. Her demeanor appeared just like a fairy that had descended to the mortal realm. Who else could that extremely elegant demeanor belong to other than Xun Er, whom Xiao Yang had not met for a long time? 2 people were following behind Xun Er. One of them possessed a familiar face. It was Jiyu Qingyang, a genius within the Jiyu clan, whose talent and bloodline was barely inferior to Xun Er. The other person was extremely unfamiliar. He was a white-haired old man in blue robes. A warm smile was always maintained on his face. That smile gave one a friendly feeling, but only a person with strong eyesight could vaguely sense the sharpness hidden under that smile. The sudden appearance of Xun Er's group immediately attracted many pairs of eyes. Numerous pairs of eyes swept over the trio before soft private conversations sprang up around them. The people and factions who could appear in this place were not ordinary people. They naturally understood that even though these ancient clans could truly be described as unparalleled super-factions, even though they seemed to keep a low profile. The members of the Gu clan have indeed come. The deputy chief of the Hall of Souls frowned and softly spoke after Xun Er's group appeared. The purifying demonic lotus flame is not an ordinary heavenly flame. Even our Hun clan desires it. It is only natural that the Gu clan has acted well. The eyes of the Hall of Souls chief swept once over those three. After which, they paused on the blue-robed elder. Surprise flashed across his eyes as he spoke in a faint voice. Gu Nan Hai. It is unexpected that the Gu clan has dispatched him this time around. Although Gu Nan Hai is powerful, it should not be difficult to stop him with Hall Chief's strength. The junior clan head in black clothes lifted his eyes and said, "There is an agreement between our ancient clans. Those who are 5-star Doshings and above cannot randomly intervene. The good thing is that the Hall Chief's strength is such that few people within this limit can beat you. Although those powerful individuals cannot intervene, they are definitely observing this place." The chief of the Hall of Souls laughed in a faint voice. He lifted his head and looked at empty space. It was as though there was someone lingering in that emptiness. "Xiao Yan Ge, you have finally become a Doshing." The elegant girl stood in front of Xiao Yan. A warm smile also spread across his face as he looked at the girl's pretty smile. Jiu Qingyang and the blue-robed elder by the side involuntarily shook their heads. They had never seen Xun Er this happy within the Gu clan. Something seemed to have hit the soft spot in Xiao Yang's heart, as he looked at that ethereal-like girl in front of him. His thoughts, which had been suppressed, suddenly surged out from deep within his heart like floodwater. He immediately ignored the many pairs of eyes, as he extended his hand to grab Xun Er's soft long arm. After which, he gently pulled and heavily hugged the beauty in front of him. The current Xiao Yang had truly grown. Regardless of whether it was in age or strength, Xiao Yang's current achievements made him completely worthy of her despite her being in possession of a divine bloodline that is seen only once in 1,000 years. Although Xun Er's strength was not weaker than his, such a young 2-star Doshing was someone even an ancient clan like the Gu clan could not underestimate. In other words, even if the current Xiao Yang were to head to the Gu clan to propose marriage, no one would dare to say that he was not qualified to do so. A gentle arc surfaced on Xun Er's beautiful face after she was hugged by Xiao Yang. She gently leaned her face on Xiao Yang's shoulder, as she somewhat greedily absorbed the familiar scent that she had not experienced for a long time. It had been 3 full years since they had last separated. Due to her being in possession of the Gu clan's divine bloodline, she could not randomly leave the Gu clan before she had become a Doshing. She could only endure the bitter torture of missing Xiao Yang in her heart in order to protect the continuation of the bloodline. She had put all her effort into training in order to obtain the freedom that belonged to her after reaching that class. "Xiao Yang Ge, I have really missed you." Xun Er slightly turned her head. She looked at the side of Xiao Yang's face and curled her lips. A faint bewitchment surfaced on her elegant and beautiful face. Her mutter was quietly transmitted into Xiao Yang's ear. "Xun Er will be free in the future. I will continue to accompany you." She had grown up in the Xiao clan since young, because of the Gu clan. She had also parted with Xiao Yang a long time ago, because of the Gu clan. Each meeting with Xiao Yang was short and hurried, because of the Gu clan. After each short meeting was year after year of waiting, she had gradually endured the days. From this moment on, she was finally able to arrange her time as she pleased. There was no need for her to be tightly managed by the Gu clan. Xiao Yang was startled upon hearing her words. He immediately smiled and nodded. I'll say, the both of you aren't treating us as non-existent, are you? Jiyu Qingyang, by the side, helplessly opened his mouth and spoke while Xiao Yan and Xun Er were softly talking with each other. Xun Er's face reddened after hearing Jiyu Qingyang's words. She quickly regained her composure and gently freed herself from Xiao Yan's embrace. After which, her pretty eyes landed on Yao Lao, who was behind Xiao Yan. She bowed to him as someone from the younger generation. This must be Elder Yao Chen, right? Ha ha, little girl, we are acquainted with each other, but we have never met face to face. Yao also laughed. Xun Er had discovered him hiding on Xiao Yan a long time ago. At that time, she was unable to determine what his intentions were. Hence, she had even secretly warned him, but this was indeed the first time they had formally met. Elder Yao Chen, please do not continue to keep what happened in the past in your heart. Xun Er was a little apologetic upon hearing Yao Lao's reply. She had suspected that Yao Lao harbored ill intent for Xiao Yan. Hence, her tone was a little impolite back then, but the subsequent events indicated that if Yao Lao had not secretly aided Xiao Yan, the route that Xiao Yan would have taken would have been much worse. Ha ha, it's a small matter. I'm Xiao Yan's teacher. It would really be inappropriate if I am not magnanimous to my disciple's wife. Yao Lao fondled his beard and loudly laughed. His heart felt some joy upon seeing a somewhat embarrassed expression surface on Xun Er's face. He naturally understood Xun Er's status within the Jiyu clan. Having someone of this status as his disciple's wife was something that would give him pride. Xiao Yan smiled. After which, he introduced Ziyang by the side. Ziyang and Xun Er were acquaintances, having met each other at Jiunan Academy back then, but Xun Er had subsequently left and the two of them did not meet each other again due to various reasons. Now that they had met again, they felt as though they had changed. After all, one had been a young girl in Jiunan Academy and the other had been a little girl who only knew how to play all day long. However, at this moment, the both of them possessed a peak strength on this continent. Xiao Yang Ge, this is Elder Jiyu Nanhai from my Jiyu clan. He is accompanying me to investigate the purifying demonic lotus flame this time around. Xun Er sweetly smiled and introduced the blue-robed old man behind her. Is the Jiyu clan also interested in the purifying demonic lotus flame? Xiao Yang's eyes looked at the blue-robed elder and felt shock within his heart. Although the feeling that this elder gave him was not as profound and unfathomable as the chief of the Hall of Souls, he was still much stronger than Ziyang. These ancient clans really possessed a strong foundation. It is not that we are interested in the purifying demonic lotus flame. It is likely that hardly anyone in this world can subdue that thing. It is fine as long as that flame does not land in the hands of the Hun clan, the blue-robed old man laughed. He did not try to show superiority through age. His tone was as though he was speaking to an equal, and was extremely calm. He did not make things difficult for Xiao Yan like some elders from the Jiyu clan. The purifying demonic lotus flame has appeared in the past, but no one has managed to subdue it. The spatial seal present had been placed by the purifying demonic lotus saint. It is extremely mysterious. Even the purifying demonic lotus flame is not able to destroy it within a short amount of time. As long as it slows its attack by even a little, the seal will absorb the surrounding natural energy and repair itself before continuing to seal the flame. Xun Er grinned and explained. The Hun clan, on the other hand, has always been targeting the purifying demonic lotus flame. They have always come prepared. I wonder just what they are planning to do this time around. They do not seem to be doing anything. Xiao Yan glanced at the trio from the Hall of Souls and commented. They are waiting for the purifying demonic lotus flame to exhaust its strength from breaking the seal. Xun Er's eyes glanced at the man with black eyes among the trio from the Hall of Souls. She bunched her eyebrows as she softly said, Xiao Yan should be careful of that person. That person is called Hun Feng. Those from the Hun clan call him Madman. This Hun Feng has extremely shocking talent and possesses the divine bloodline of the Hun clan. He is many times stronger than that Hun Yu, whom you met back then. According to the information that we have gathered, he is likely going to be the next clan head of the Hun clan if no accidents occur. Hun Feng specializes in fighting the levels above him. Since he has begun training, he has seldom fought against those weaker than him. Moreover, he is ruthless and merciless in his attacks. Even when sparring in the clan, there are injuries and deaths when he fights. As more time passed, no one in the same generation dared to fight with him. Even some of the elders within the Hun clan are quite afraid of him. You should be exceptionally careful when fighting him this time around. Xiao Yan's brows twitched. His eyes drifted over that man called Hun Feng, before slowly nodding his head. The next clan head of the Hun clan was extremely frightening. Just what were his chances of victory if he fought with this person? However, Xiao Yang has also advanced to the second star of the Doxing class, and your actual fighting strength far surpasses this level. This is similar to that Hun Feng. It is impossible to predict just who will be defeated if you exchange blows. Xun Er sweetly smiled as she spoke. Xiao Yan grinned. His heart would not underestimate anyone. The members of the Hun clan were not friendly characters, yet this Hun Feng was able to become one of its top-notch experts, and was even called the next clan head of the Hun clan. This was enough to indicate just how terrifying he was. Xiao Yang understood that this person would be a relatively troublesome enemy. Why is it that all of the ancient clans only dispatch a few people? Xiao Yang withdrew his focus and suddenly asked. He discovered that regardless of the Hun clan, the Jiyu clan, or the Yang clan, each of these clans only dispatched 3 people. Subduing the heavenly flame does not rely on a large number of people. It is best that these people of yours do not follow you in when you enter the realm. Otherwise, your losses will be unbearable. Jiyu Qingyang glanced at the group behind Xiao Yang. These were the elites within the Sky Mansion Alliance. They were large in numbers and possessed a strong aura, but he simply shook his head somewhat helplessly. Xiao Yang, Yao Lao, and the others were startled upon hearing this information. That space is fraught with danger after being managed by the purifying demonic lotus flame for thousands of years. Even an elite Bansheng will barely be able to preserve one's life after entering it. The blue-robed Jiyu Nanhai laughed as he added some more information. Thank you for the reminder. Xiao Yang was quietly speechless. He quietly felt a little fortunate. They were indeed inexperienced, and could not be compared with these ancient clans. If Xun Er's group hadn't informed Xiao Yang's group, it was likely that Xiao Yang's group would have suffered serious injuries and deaths. Our ancient clans have an agreement among ourselves. Those top experts, whose strength exceeds the 5th star of the Doxing class, cannot randomly intervene. Hence, the experts that have been dispatched will not exceed the 5th star of the Doxing class. Xun Er softly explained. No wonder, Xiao Yang came to a sudden understanding. He had been feeling a little surprised as to why the Hun clan did not dispatch any experts to deal with him after he had destroyed an important branch hall of the Hall of Souls. This was the reason why. The only person in the current Hall of Souls who caused Xiao Yang to feel fear was the chief of the Hall of Souls himself. However, this person was busy subduing the purifying demonic lotus flame, and did not have time to deal with him. Hence, the Hall of Souls could only endure the losses. The purifying demonic lotus flame is extremely powerful. It will be a great help to anyone who subdues it, but it will be difficult to subdue it if one simply relies on experts below the 5th star of the Doxing class. No wonder no one has managed to subdue the purifying demonic lotus flame for thousands of years. Xiao Yan's eyes slightly flickered. This limiting condition did not really benefit these ancient clans, but it seemed that they were willing to create trouble for others. The purifying demonic lotus flame was far too powerful. Even if they could not obtain it, they would definitely not allow others to do so. Ha ha, Elder Huiyao, it is unexpected that the Yang clan has actually dispatched you this time around. While this thought lingered in Xiao Yang's heart, Jiyu Nanhai's eyes suddenly shifted to Huxian's group, who were remaining quiet behind him. That purple-robed old man twitched his eyebrows slightly upon hearing this greeting. He immediately said, "The clan head has instructed that it is best that the purifying demonic lotus flame remains without an owner. It will be best for everyone that way." Although this elder Huiyao's words seemed calm, Xiao Yang could still hear some irritation in them. Jiyu Nanhai bitterly smiled and shook his head after hearing these words. He said, "Elder Huiyao, don't tell me that you really think that the disappearance of the Ling clan was caused by my Jiyu clan." Elder Huiyao was quiet. Huxian and the red-clothed lady beside him exchanged looks, but did not interfere in this matter. It is impossible to investigate this matter. However, the Jiyu clan and the Han clan are the biggest suspects. It is necessary to remain cautious. Our Yang clan does not wish to share the same fate as the Ling clan. Huiyao was quiet for a moment before he slowly opened his mouth and replied. He waved his hands after uttering those words. Finally, he turned around and hurried away. Huxian could only helplessly spread his hands to Xiao Yang before following Huiyao. Jiyu Nanhai sighed after seeing Huiyao leave. He continued to frown. It seems that the disappearance of the Ling clan has caused great discord to form between the ancient clans. Xiao Yang thought within his heart upon witnessing this exchange. If there was a party who was the murder between the Jiyu clan and the Han clan, Xiao Yang would naturally think that the party would be from the Han clan. The Ling clan had completely vanished without anyone realizing. No one could detect even the slightest clue. Even the many peak experts from the Jiyu clan were unable to discover anything beforehand. This had undoubtedly caused them to feel suspicious. After all, the only ones who could barely manage to quietly destroy the entire Ling clan were the Jiyu clan and the Han clan. This matter was most likely done by the Han clan. Their aim is to cause the few large ancient clans to be cautious against each other, making it impossible for any cooperation to occur. Xun Er's pretty eyes drifted in the direction of the Hall of Souls trio, as she softly inferred. "No one will believe us without evidence." Jiyu Nanhai shook his head while feeling a little helpless. He waved his hand and ceased getting entangled over this topic. His eyes swept around him before he said, "The Lei clan, the Yao clan, and the Shi clan will definitely not miss the appearance of the purifying demonic lotus flame. Perhaps they will come here soon." Yao clan. Xiao Yang's eyes shifted upon hearing these words. He looked at Yao Lao, and saw a complicated expression flash across Yao Lao's eyes. "Now, we should quietly wait for the best opportunity to enter the realm. After that we can try and see if it is possible to subdue the purifying demonic lotus flame." Jiyu Nanhai let out a long sigh. Both of his hands were placed behind him as he lifted his head. His eyes locked onto the distorted space in the distant sky. A terrifyingly high temperature continued to spread from that tear in space. Cream-white light was appearing more frequently. In the end, the desert below had vaguely become sticky. The sand began to gradually melt. The number of sounds of rushing wind appearing around the distortion increased, as this desert gradually turned into magma. More and more experts had been attracted by the unusual phenomenon. Within half an hour, many figures had appeared, crowding the sky. However, most of these people were waiting a great distance from the broken space. Only those true experts, like Xiao Yan, dared to approach the area within 1,000 feet of the shattered space. The Lei clan and the Xia clan, among the 8 ancient clans, also arrived one after another while everyone was waiting. However, they did not approach after seeing Xun Er and the chief of the Hall of Souls. Instead, they hesitated for a moment before withdrawing some distance. From the looks of it, the disappearance of the Ling clan had caused them to feel fear and caution for the Jiu clan and Hun clan. In the face of this kind of reaction, Xun Er could only shake her head. They did not have any evidence to prove that the Ling clan's disappearance was caused by the Hun clan. Hence, they felt helpless because of this suspicion that had appeared out of nowhere. Time passed. Around half an hour after the Lei clan and the Xia clan arrived, the rushing sound of wind once again echoed from the horizon. There was a medicinal fragrance that was vaguely emitted from the wind. The members of the Yao clan. Xiao Yan's eyes became focused as he smelled this unique scent. He sensed Yao Lao's skin suddenly become a lot more tense. 3 figures flashed and appeared from the distant fluctuation within Xiao Yan's eyes. In a flash, they appeared in front of everyone. 3 unknown individuals appeared. There was a man, a woman, and an elderly person. The man was wearing a beautiful robe. His face was handsome and even contained some traces of feminine aura. His lips were a little thin, revealing an icy-cold harshness. The lady beside him had long blue hair with an exquisite face, but she appeared like frost, looking like an ice beauty. The last elder was wearing an alchemist robe. Both of his hands were inserted into his sleeves. An occasionally stern glint flashed across his narrow eyes. That young man is called Yao Tian. He is the most outstanding person among the younger generation of the Yao clan. His spiritual strength has already reached the advanced heavenly state. He has once swallowed a medicinal pill that had nearly become a Tier 9 treasure pill. His actual strength is an intermediate 1-star Do Xing, and he can be considered the most outstanding person in the Yao clan. It is rumored that he has once successfully refined a Tier 9 treasure pill. Xun Er softly spoke beside Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan slowly nodded. These ancient clans possessed an endless amount of resources. Even an idiot could be trained into an expert by them. Even less needed to be said of the people who possessed an extraordinary talent. Their achievements would be extremely terrifying. That lady is his younger sister, Yao Ling. Her strength might only be an initial Ban Xing, but her spiritual strength is extraordinary. She is called the person with the highest possibility of training her soul to the Di state within the Yao clan. That old man is an extremely experienced elder within the Yao clan. He is called. Yao Lao's somewhat hoarse voice continued before Xun Er could finish speaking. Yao Wangui, he manages discipline and punishment within the Yao clan and possesses great authority. His words can decide the life and death of a member of the Yao clan. Xiao Yan was slightly startled. He looked at Yao Lao, only to see that Yao Lao's body was trembling as he stared at the old man called Yao Wangui. Teacher. Xiao Yan softly called out. His hand also grabbed Yao Lao's arm. He could see that Yao Lao's emotions were in a bad state. I'm fine, Yao Lao softly sighed and shook his head. Is there a grudge between teacher and Yao Wangui? Xiao Yan softly asked. Yao Lao slightly tightened his fist. He was quiet for a moment before he explained in a somewhat hoarse voice. Back then, he had failed to distinguish what was right from what was wrong. Just one sentence from him, and I was expelled from the clan. Xiao Yan quietly nodded. He gently patted Yao Lao's arm, and a smile immediately surfaced on his face. Murderous intent filled that smile. It's fine. This disciple promise you that I will take this person's life. This video will end here.